Hello there, I'm Rhino GT4 and welcome to the final round of the ETCC. It's round number 10. We're at Mount Panorama yet again for race number 2. This is going to be a 6-lap race with one mandatory pit stop. We have a lot of championship battles going on at the top, and we are racing here. 6 laps, I immediately go into the grass to avoid the Mazda DJ Yuko. Got a much worse launch than me. We have lots of cars pinballing off of each other. Cars hitting cars into other cars, into other cars, into other cars, into other cars, and unfortunately Yuko is pushed into the wall through all this madness. I managed to stay in 4th place with a good start from Boost and Ethanol here, who's trying to take 2nd place from CR27 Gaming, as Afternoon 7 gets the early lead. I believe he also started on pole. So we head into turn 2. We got Prod Forza 4 AMG moving to the inside and going very sideways over the curbs, but the 22 car manages to hit the wall and give this position. Skippy is cool, 394, that's it, Skippy. I could not remember that guy's name for the life of me. His name's Skippy. So we head up the mountain now. Boost and Ethanol also had a big mistake hitting the inside wall on the approach to turn number 3, so they gave me 3rd position, but he's still right behind me as we snake our way around the top of the mountain. Up over the crest, Boost hits the wall, and probably the easiest place of the track to slam into the wall. And that second left-hander in that section, as I run wide into the dipper, compromising my entire line and speed. Prod AMG is not prepared for the lower amount of speed I had to carry, and a little more brakes I had to use to get around the turns. Hits me into the wall and actually damages my suspension. So that is going to allow Invisible AK to easily get around me for 4th place. And pretty much here comes the train, because my car did sustain some damage from that contact with the wall. But luckily, it's a mandatory pit stop race, so I'm not going to lose out too much since it happened towards the end of the lap. I'm able to make my pit stop here in lap 1. Just got to make it through the chase without any major issues, taking the inside lane. Just try to stay as much out of the way as I can. Getting passed by Skippy, but Muller not quite able to get around me as Muller tries to go for an undercut strategy, but he was not anticipating damaged cars pitting in front of him. By damaged cars, I mean damaged car, as in my car. We head into pit lane. We have Jimmy T 1996, the winner of the previous race, right behind us. So Jimmy, looking, unfortunately, did not start very well, or did not get a good starting position, but he's looking to maybe capitalize on his race win and see if he can score maybe another race win. Work his way through the field here in his home. That'd be a pretty substantial achievement for Jimmy. Get a hometown double here in the finale. It's gonna be more bang off of each other, heading to the exit pit lane, ready, just antsy to get back racing. We get released from the pit lane. Muller gets the better launch in this Peugeot, because that's what his Peugeot does. It gets really good launch acceleration, or low speed acceleration, and just easily drives by my BMW. So we head into turn number 2. For lap number 2, now is the time to kind of try to recover, see if I can get some positions through the undercut strategy that I'm now forced to be part of because of my repairs. And yeah, try to work my way through the field, see if I can get as good of a result as I can, and get as many points as I can, maybe take 3rd place overall in the championship standings. So I'm right on the back of Muller's Peugeot. My BMW is definitely better around the corners than the Peugeot, especially here at the top of the mountain, but there's just simply no room for me to pass, so I just kind of have to stay behind as Muller goes a little too fast through the dipper. I have to slow down just a little bit, and oh, big contact from Jimmy behind me as he catches us. As I get punted in on that last turn of that section for 2nd lap in a row, but luckily luckily I avoid sustaining damage this time as Jimmy gets his car all kinds of out of shape and is not able to actually pass me. So we head down the corner on straight. Muller gets a little bit of a gap on us as Jimmy is looking to make a pass. Once again, my BMW and its lack of top speed here really shown here as we head into the chase, going 150 plus miles per hour. As Jimmy looking to the outside, brakes very hard. We make contact at the apex, but Jimmy is able to keep it under control and to make the pass on me through the chase. A very, very good outside move. Very hard on the brakes and is able to nail his Subaru around the turn. So we come to complete lap number 2. Bit of a power slide for me out of the final corner. But all is good. Although I've been losing spots as we overtake Boost and Ethanol, who's making his mandatory pit stop here on lap number 2. Puts us up to, well, I'm not sure if that 10th position is accurate, because with these mandatory pit stop races, the replay gets a little confused on who's in what position. Let us join this battle for the lead here between Prod Forza 4 AMG and Invisible AK. Oh, AMG has an issue. AMG has a problem and is forced to retire from the race. Oh no. There's the championship thrown up in the air. Prod Forza 4 AMG had just retired from the race. He had some kind of connection issue, and was not able to complete the race. Oh, that just threw everything up in the water. If Invisible AK can stay in the lead, though, he's actually going to take this title now. There's the stricken car, Forza 4 AMG, now out of the race as we all pass him in this now 4-car battle pack for position, as we are joined by Afternoon 7 in the second remaining BMW. As Jimmy T hits the wall here up at the top of the mountain, allows me to get back around him for now. We head into the dipper again, hoping that I don't actually get touched this time. Very nice and smooth, and able to get through around cleanly as Jimmy scrapes the wall on the exit there as we head down the mountain into Forest Elbow. Close the gap on Muller. Afternoon 7 had some kind of issue in that going down the mountain. We all got around him and has pulled a gap. 7 may have sustained some damage. But with Prod AMG out of the race, that means he will not be able to score enough points to overtake Pix Bunny in the standings. And Invisible AK, if he can hold on to the lead, he will become the ETCC champion, leapfrogging both of them. And with AMG out of the race, I was just 6 points behind him heading into this event. I could possibly take second overall in the standings if I can get a good enough finishing spot here, as I'm chasing Jimmy, trying to keep up with him here on the finish of lap number 3, as we may have had some more cars pit here, so the undercut, we move further up in the standings, being shown in 5th position, with Muller in 3rd place and Jimmy in 4th. I believe we only have 1 car left to pit and the front runnings, and that is our current leader, Racing Heart GT, so we are effectively racing for the final podium spot here. Or, not the final podium spot, we're racing for 2nd and 3rd on the podium. As Jimmy goes around the outside of Muller, heading into turn number 2, we have lots of tires squealing, cars sideways. Jimmy not able to make the pass. Perhaps a little too much momentum into the turn. Subaru got upset. Was not able to make the pass. But we have just begun the second half of this race. We still have a long way to go. Someone in the crowd waving an Aston Martin flag for no reason, because there's no Astons in this race. Get your brand loyalty in check, son. But anyways, that's not important. What is important is an incredible battle for 2nd place, heading at the top of the mountain. Jimmy going for a very, very ballsy move on the inside of Muller here through the left-handers, and is able to take the effective 2nd spot from him. As Jimmy's recovery, or not recovery, but his pursuit of the hometown double here at Mount Panorama continues. Now he's just got to catch the very quick Invisible AK, which I think Jimmy might be capable of, as now Muller heads falls back into my clutches, but is not able to, or I'm not able to do anything with him to here down the Colorado Straight because of my BMW. I know I'm complaining a little too much about this, but it really was a big handicap, this lack of speed from my BMW. Because while I'm able to, like, keep up at worst and close the gap at best on more around the corners, but the problem with going around the corners is there's not really many opportunities to pass around here, except at the end of the long straightaways, and my car loses time and in the long straightaways as Mueller goes wide on the final turn, giving me a little bit of a look here as Racing Heart GT gives up the lead to make his mandatory pit stop. So now we are officially in racing for 4th and 3rd position. As Racing Heart rejoins the track in 5th place, not too far behind us. As we head up the mountain once again, down up the down straightaway, down up. Jimmy is just pulled away from us. He is on a mission. Incredible effort from Jimmy here. Now I am left to fight with Mueller here for 3rd place. And we may have the other Subaru of Racing Heart GT join this battle if we end up slowing ourselves enough and if Racing Heart is driving fast enough. So this could be a 3-way battle for the podium here. And Muller's built a little bit of a gap on me here as we head through the top of the mountain. Just trying to take it nice and easy. 4th place is about where I wanted to be anyways, because that's going to give me enough points to finish 2nd in the championship if things stand as they are now. As Mueller, makes a big mistake through the dipper section, put me right back on the back bumper of his Peugeot, but can't go for a pass because of all the left and right. So I'm forced to just stay behind him for now as we head back onto the Colorado Straight, heading towards the chase. I'm trying desperately to stay as close to Mueller as I can, slipstreaming him as much as I can. Head down straightaway, hitting top speed. It's getting over 150 miles per hour in these touring cars. We head through the chase, nice and smooth from both of us. No one giving the other driver an inch in terms of gap. Racing Heart GT slowly closing the gap here as we have, looks like the real meal is running in 6th position. It's all in the background. Go, 2 laps to go. Battle rages on. The Invisible AK still leading the race. The replay standings are all kinds of glitched. Definitely not in 12th position. We got a good run out of turn 2, looking to the inside. Can't quite stick my car in there, so I stick my car right in the toe of Mueller. Maybe go for some kind of move into turn 2. Nope, stay right in line. Yeah, we still have Invisible AK leading from Jimmy T 1996, who is slowly closing the gap on Invisible AK, although he may run out of time to take the lead and the double. But a 1st and 2nd is still a very good performance from Jimmy, and something to be very proud of. As this battle rages on for 3rd position here. Taking maybe a few less risks. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. A few less risks than I normally would, because I was doing some points racing, I will admit, here in this, because I knew 4th place was good enough with my 3rd place in race number 1. 4th was all the points I needed to finish where I wanted to finish in the championship. That being said, I still wanted to take 3rd place just because I would like to finish with 2 straight podiums as Racing Heart GT slams into the wall on the exit of the dipper section. He was getting very close to Mueller and myself, and that pretty much just negated it all. So he's back to square one on trying to catch this battle. Let's head down straight once again. Mueller has a little bit more of a gap on me this time. I love watching the cars just scream down this straightaway. Going as fast as possible on that right-hand kink. Then heavy on the brakes into the chase. We're running a little wide, as well as myself. A bit of a power slide, trying to maximize my time around the chase as we head into the final corner and begin the final lap of the season of the ETCC. Get a really good run out of the final corner here, pushing Muller pushing me all the way up to the wall, and is able to hold on to third position. Actually, I think that was the final lap of the race. I've got my laps all mixed up. That was in fact the finish. So Muller, with a little bit of a mistake off the final turn, I tried to go for the last second pass, but was not able to. So there we go. That was our final race. Invisible AK was able to take the victory from Jimmy T 1996, and thus Invisible AK is your inaugural ETCC champion. This is Drivatar. Drive slowly up the mountain, passing the stricken car of Prod 44 AMG. So with our final race in the books, let's check out the results. Invisible AK wins the race by 7 seconds over Jimmy T 1996, getting a very good second place, a first and a second in his hometown. Good shit. Muller also gets his first podium of the ETCC in the finale, finishing third, just in front of myself, finishing fourth. The Real Emil ended up finishing fifth place with Afternoon 7 6th, and Racing Heart GT falling to 7th after his contact with the wall on the last lap. CR27 Gaming finishes in 8th place, and Skippy is cool. 394 ends up taking 9 spot scoring points for himself, and Harry K5 finishing in 10th position. Unfortunately for both prod drivers, they both were not able to finish the race, so some prod issues there with connections, unfortunately. Now let's go to the final point standings. Invisible AK is your ETCC champion with 146 points. I managed to barely squeak into second place, just beating out Pix Bunny by 1 single point. Prod 44 AMG ends up 4th position, EKR in 5th position, just 1 point ahead of Jimmy, who doubled his point score in these 2 races. Emil in 7th, Racing Heart GT ends up 8th, and Harry K5 Afternoon 7 end up joint 9th position in the final standings. Muller Mills 245 just outside the top 10 and 11th. CR27 to Gaming 12th. Boost and Ethanol ends up 13th. H. Pender 514th. Skippy is Cool and DJ Yuko end up tying for 15th, and As9K in the last position with 1 point. Interesting thing to note is all 17 people who had entered the ETCC throughout the season did score at least 1 point. So that's really cool. Now let's move on to our manufacturer standings. Our final manufacturer standings, with Volkswagen taking the win, 2 points up on BMW. Volkswagen and BMW actually scored the same amount of points in these 2 races at Bathurst. So we just got nipped at the end by Volkswagen, unfortunately. Honda, thanks to the efforts of Prod AKR, ends up in 3rd position, with Subaru running in 4th. Ford ends up 5th position, Peugeot 6th, Lexus finishing 7th, and Mazda in 8th position with 3 points. So there you have it. That was the first season of the ETCC. What a great season this was. Lots of fun, exciting racing from everybody all across the entire field in all 10 races. I want to give a special thanks to The Real Emil for organizing and hosting this event. You should check out his channel at youtube.com/TheRealEmil. He does some good stuff. And once again, special congratulations to Invisible AK for winning the championship outright. And I have to give myself a nice little pat on the back for squeaking out 2nd place at the end. Yeah. But that'll do it for the ETCC. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for any racing we might do next. I know Emil has some other ideas for future racing championships. But until then, thank you for watching, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.